All right, y'all. Welcome to Street Church. Come on in, congregation. And to first time visitors, welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, we're going to get into this topic that I want to talk about. It's concerning the Moms for Liberty. Moms for Liberty. This is an organization. They've band together to fight for the rights to their children's in the school education, right? Basically, they're going up against the Department of Education and the school boards and the school unions and the teachers who are interested in grooming our children into pedophilia and transgender affirmation, right? Lopping off parts, saying that they don't identify with their biological birth, right? Their gender at birth, which is male and female, right? There's no other gender. There's no transgender. There are people out here who desire to be females even though they were born male, and there are females that desire to be males when they were born female, but there is only two, male and female. God created them. Man and woman, God created them. Men and women have children who are born either male or female. There is nothing else out there. No matter how much they use medicine and science to manipulate those things, it's the bottom line. It's man and woman here on earth who reproduce, right? And when they reproduce their own kind, which is either male or female, man or woman, nothing else. We don't produce dogs when we reproduce, when we have sex. I ain't scared to say it. It's street church. Christians know about having sex. We have children and raise our children to be Christians because we have sex. So when we have sex, we have no other creatures come out of us but men and women, boys and girls, right? And then they become men and women. Nothing else, right? But Moms for Liberty has been labeled an extremist group by an organization. And I'm not going to even mention their name to give them any credit. I think the acronym for them is SPLC. But I'm not going to even give them any credit. You can go look it up. You can go look up Moms for Liberty and support them. Right? You can go look that up, and you can go help support them. But I will not give these people who are against these parents, because that's who it is. They're moms who love their children, believe in the Constitution of the United States of America, and they just want their children to be safe and to be educated properly, and protected by this Constitution that we all are up under in the United States of America. We say that we're U.S. citizens. We must go by the U.S. Constitution. And there's no way around it. And these moms are being considered as an extremist group. And now it was just this organization who did it. But once you're labeled that, my question is, what's scary is I wonder if the feds is honoring this label that's put on them by this organization, and they're under investigation, right? And they're trying to dismantle them under the guise of calling them an extremist group. You see what I'm saying? Because red flags automatically go up whether it's frivolous or not, right? You can pretend to have to investigate this situation, right? If you say something like that, if I make an accusation, any accusation, right, whether it's frivolous or whether it has true grounds, right, it automatically sends the law enforcement agencies on a local, state, and federal level to perk their ears up. You get what I'm saying? And so, will they use this as an excuse to come at Moms for Liberty on a federal, even a local or state level, right? Will they use this group's accusation of them? Because that's all it is. It's an accusation, right? They just threw something out there accusing them because they want to dismantle it. Because what I've seen and looked on there, they got a lot of chapters all over the United States, and they are growing. And this happened rapidly. And that makes them powerful, right? That their voices can't get shut down by media. Their movement can't be shut down other than to send those in power to destroy it, right? To try to, right? And if you call them an extremist groups, most people will bag out eventually. People have the tendency when things get extreme, when pressure is applied, people tend to shun away, right? Bag down. And then you're only left with a few of the brave ones, the chosen few. But we need everybody to come to this calling, because I think that this threat is not only a threat towards them, I think it's a threat towards those who believe in the Constitution of the United States of America, the rule of law, those who want to be law-abiding citizens, and most definitely, Christians. Most definitely Christians. They're doing everything to destroy what Americans, right? Just regular, ordinary U.S. citizens hold dear, because they know that the Constitution, the basis for America, was built on Christianity, right? The Bible was applied to a lot of the thinking and thought process and a lot of the things that were instituted into the Constitution, right? So that it could be fair for people, right? That mercy could be there, that grace could be there, that kindness could be there, right? Charity, right? And there's no law against it, but now they're trying to make a law against those things, right? And listen, with this Mom for Liberty being called an extremist group, they're fighting for the rights of their children's, right to have the say so in their child's life. There's nothing wrong with that. The basis for this group is because they're tired of transgender affirmation being taught in the classes, teachers going behind their back trying to groom these kids, even as early as in elementary, right? I don't know about kindergarten, because I believe it's probably happening there too, right? I know that physical abuse is happening, right? We've seen it. We've seen teachers, like aides, they're supposed to be there in like preschool, right? Like a daycare centers. We've seen, it was on national TV, of these women hitting and being abusive towards these kids. So to be sexually immoral towards somebody else's child, to fulfill some sick, twisted fantasy, it ain't far-fetched at all for me to assume that it's happening even in daycare centers. And I bet you if people looked in their daycare centers that these kids is being taught critical race theory in a sneaky way, transgender affirmation in a sneaky way. They probably got sex toys out there in them daycare centers for them kids to play with, and they just put them away when they see the mom is coming to pick them up. But they doing it in elementary, junior high, and high school, and in college, right? And in college, they really don't even need to do it because now you're already setting your ways, right? What you're going to be until you find God's grace, right? Until you find salvation. When you get as far as college, you're an adult and you're setting your ways at that point. So what they're doing with them is they teaching them to be the ones, to be against groups like Moms for Liberty, right? They raising them to be the ones that go out and cause all this violence, right? Doing the bullying, doing the protesting, doing the fighting, doing the destruction of property, and taunting people with transgender affirmation, and the LGBT community and Antifa all get together, right? And then they get the young African Americans riled up too, right? A cause that if you went to most young African Americans, I know for a fact, I can go all through my community. That's not what they wake up trying to get to. Something triggers them. Something online gets to them, right? Because sadly, the internet is heavily controlled by look, I'm finna do a series on this channel called Satan's America. I was inspired by it because I watch Gutfeld almost religiously, right? I watch Gutfeld a lot from Fox News. Shout out to Gutfeld. Shout out to his whole the way he does his whole thing. I really like the show, right? And I watched Gutfeld, and one time I heard Kat Temp. She's a Fox contributor, and she's like a co-host with Gutfeld, her and Tyrus. And I heard her say the phrase, "This is Satan's America." And man, a light bulb went off on me. And so because of that, because of Cat Tip saying this is Satan's America, I'm going to do a series called Satan's America. And I'm going to show you how this goes back way further than just now. A lot of people think this is a Trump Biden thing that, during Trump's administration, things started to go into play with the Democrats and the liberals and progressives, whatever you want to call them. But it's a Democratic Party, right? And that's another thing too. The Democrats then got smart because they act like the streets, right? They done splintered off into being leftists, progressives, liberals, moderates, like gangs do, right? One big gang will splinter off into many so they can conquer a lot. And that's what they did. So like when you look it over here and say progressives, they can just blame that on a group of people that they can disclaim, right? Because they love to eat their own, right? They're very cannibalistic. They love to eat their own, right? And so now if you say something about progressives, they just go over and say, oh no, we liberals. If you say leftists, they'll say, oh no, we ain't leftists, we progressives. If you say you progressive, liberals, and leftists, they'll say, oh no, we're moderates. Right? All they is one big, huge gang that splints off into different gangs, smaller branches of that big gang. Right? And that gang is Satan's gang. That's what it is. And this is what they'll do. If don't nothing take off, if they don't be able to destroy Moms for Liberty, they'll just blame it on that one organization, devour it, eat it up, chew it up, right? So, no evidence of the other players being involved get exposed. And then they'll move on and they'll splinter off into another small group. That's what they did. That's what LGBTQ is about. It's the Democratic Party, right? And these people desire and like to indulge in sick practices, right? And they indulge in laying with the same sex. They like laying with the same sex. And so for their vote, the Democratic Party took them in and they became a splinter gang of that one big gang, the Democratic Party. Group, whatever you want to call it. Syndicate, organization, mafia, mob, right? Because the reason why I label them like that is because a lot of this stuff that they doing and been doing is all illegal. It's all against the Constitution. These people care nothing about the Constitution. They don't care nothing about Moms for Liberty rights. They don't care about the rights of these parents. We just had Biden on a national platform say, no, these ain't just your kids. These our kids too. They're all of our kids. Now, he was trying to say it like he's some good shepherd here to shepherd your flock, which is, AKA your kids, right? This is for educational purposes too. YouTube got it bad. They do the same thing. They call us a community, right? I've never seen a community where they're always trying to shut down one side of the community, but not the other, right? But we're a community, and they say it's community guidelines, right? But this is not a community. This is very one-sided, and whoever they want to shut down and stop monetizing, they do it on YouTube. They already got me demonetized for all the videos, previous videos after they sent me the warning. Right? They sent me a warning. I did a video on the warning, and after that warning, all the other videos after the warning was demonetized. They do not send any ads my way after that. So all the old ones I did, probably about like the first 15 to 30 of them I did, they were monetized, and they still are. But the other ones, the newest ones, every time it's some black money sign. It ain't a red one like it's a strike. It's just black. No, not green. You get what I'm saying? Green mean ads will be running on it as advertised. Oh no, it's black. And you know what? It's they always do stuff to tell on themselves. The money sign is black with a slash through it because they do a lot of shadow banding. They shadow banned me, right? And demonetized me, which is black and it's dark and it's evil. It's wicked, right? And if I had the money, I would have my own site, and I would do all these videos from my own site, and I would advertise to where people could just come and enjoy this channel, and I could benefit from it to keep it going. But unfortunately, right now, I'm not in that position. So I continue to just do it this way. I pray that people will begin to see what I'm talking about, support it, because I'm just giving it to you from a layman's term. This is the Democratic Party and those in power. Listen, let me tell you something too. People got to stop being fooled. Another thing that I noticed too, that I'll talk about more in depth, is that there is no two parties no more. There's just people that's in power and people that's in play. Right? There is no more Republican Party and Democratic Party. I'm watching a bunch of Republicans and a bunch of Democrats on the same mission. What the Republicans do, how you can tell when a Republican do? Because he stay on the middle on things too much. And he tries to be the voice of reason too much. That person that's the voice of reason all the time, I'm not talking about the voice of victory or defeat. The voice of this is the way it ought to be, this is the truth, and I'm going to voice it, do or die. Right? I'm talking about the voice of reason. The person who's always trying to play devil's advocate in a way is really the devil's advocate. If they always trying to play devil's advocate in a way, they is the devil's advocate. Bottom line. But I pray that Moms for Victory continue to increase their chapters. Man, they got a lot of chapters. I was impressed. They already got a lot of chapters. So that means that the politicians better be listening, because these voices are going to get heard. And it's too many of them. The chapter is too big. And that's why I see why they was labeled as an extremist group. Now, what they'll do is they'll try to take the weak first. You know, they're going to try to take the weak, because the weak is the legs. See, the weak is the legs that always prop up the head. You see what I'm saying? The weak is always the legs that prop up the head. That's why you have to pay attention to the bottom. You got to look down where you're walking at. And always walk. Watch your step. That means your legs. Watch what your legs is doing. Right? How many times, like Biden, right, the president, have stumbled for not watching his legs, where he's going. And you got to watch where these people are going, you know what I'm saying, and watch what they're doing and how they being pressured. Because that's what they're going to do. You know what? I'm going to tell you a prime example of this. Watch this. The Karate Kid. When Danielson was fighting in the tournament, when he was winning, he got so far in that tournament, what did that Cobra Khan leader tell him to do? Go in there and do what? Sweep the legs. Sweep the legs. He didn't tell him hit his arm, hit his kidney, hit his liver, punch him in the head. No, he said sweep the legs. Sweep the legs. So you got to watch the legs, because the legs are always trying to prop up the head. So watch who propping you up, because they might not be there to support you at all. They just got you under surveillance for the very people that's trying to sweep your legs. Right? Shout out to Nino Brown, his channel. That's where I got that. Sometimes they're not there to support you. They got you under surveillance. I never want to take credit for something. Right? But never forget what I said. It's always the legs trying to prop up the head. Right? You can only stand on your legs. A head is nothing without the legs. Nothing. I never seen nobody walking around with just their head. Right? Everything down is the support. It's what balances you out. It's what strengthens you. Your core, your legs, right? Your arms put the work in. Your legs put the work in. So you got to be mindful of that. Moms for Liberty. Be mindful of that. If anybody see this video, watch this video, be mindful of that. Rather than that, y'all stay strong and continue to be the voice for moms all across the United States and abroad, because your organization is needed. And listen, stay on target. Don't compromise the core reason y'all got together. And that was just to get this sexual immorality out of the schools, to have the rights of your kids, because they're your kids. I don't care what Biden is talking about. They're your kids. Anything coming out of that administration talking about your kids is their kids too? No, it's not. They trying to take your kids by force through sexual immorality and the allowance of criminality. Criminality, yes. And this is something I want to say to black moms, right? I don't care if your kids is ready to fight you or try to call themselves killing you to stay on them streets. Because them streets they making them streets for black kids attractive. Y'all know this. Y'all should be paying attention to this. The lack of education, right? The core curriculum. And the attraction of being able to run up in some store and steal stuff that they don't have because they're in poverty is more attractive to them than sitting at home doing their homework, doing their chores. But they just children right now. They don't see the benefit in that and behaving and doing what they're supposed to do. So just remember that. Just remember that. That this is the reason why they because they getting texts to come to certain spots and fight with other kids that they having problems with in school. And they're being allowed to do this because the schools are not trying to teach them core stuff. And they know it. They know that they teachers are purposely trying to be the cool teacher who telling them don't listen to your parents and all this. And the teachers know what they're doing with that. Because it's making they misusing the adolescence and the naiveness of these kids to get them out there so that they can be in a distraction for what the politics is going on. So you got so much trouble going on with your kid. Your kid is so troubled that your eyes ain't on what this government is doing on the local, state, and federal level. Right? And I'm talking about the people that's in power. I'm talking about both the Republicans and the Democrats. Because I see both what used to be two separate parties working together for their agenda. And it's all about power. It's all about sin. It's all about wickedness in high places, principalities and powers. Satan is coming to incarnate himself in the man who he holds up to incarnate himself in. There's a man that is going to allow Satan to incarnate him, possess him. It's in the Bible. Come on now. We was raised on this word. So, like what are y'all doing? Come on, talk to me. Talk to me. I'm talking to the black moms. You see what's happening. They're using criminology, right? They're using crime to get your kids to even go against you. Your kids is fighting with you. You having problems with your kids because you're not down there at City Hall. You're not down there at your police station. You're not at your governor's place. And I'm talking about black Americans all over the world. That's the fight that y'all should be having. They're allowing your kids to listen to a Lil Durk, Peasy, Icewear Vezo, Young Thug before he was arrested, even Gunner, T.I., Boosie, all these people, Sauce Walker, the list go on. And I mean, talk about my neighborhood. I don't care about what nobody saying nothing to me. AON, No Sleep Millie. You making worldly music? We from Lansing together. I don't care. He's a known artist here. Any artist here that's promoting, bragging about somebody they killed or the drugs they do or sell and the girls that they bopping on, having sex with, they out here bragging about having sex with some other rapper's girl to make him mad. And so now you got a street war going on and bloodshed is being caused. And a lot of times it's people that ain't got nothing to do with this stuff, got to ride or die with this stuff. Come on, this is street church. I'm going to lay it all out. But all this stuff comes from the way kids are being done in school and how crime is being made attractive to them now. Texting each other to come to the streets and fight with each other and cause ruckus and tear up stuff. Flash mobs are now just mobs. of kids who just go into places and steal, and they desiring to get into a fight with people, beating up on Marines, going to schools to fight with the parents themselves who just fighting for the little child. The little baby that y'all touching on the wrong way and thinking about in the sick and sexual way. And then y'all trying to make pedophilia a thing now and try to call it minor attracted. Y'all some sick people. Anybody who get behind that is sick. And you wicked and you evil. And God has the lake of fire prepared for any type and such any type of people and any such thing. But listen, we keep hearing rappers, they giving them money. They've been giving them big money for a long time, but the music has got more blatantly evil, more wicked. I'm talking about Rio the Young OG. I'm talking about YNJ. I'm talking about Louis Ray. I'm talking about Babyface Ray. I'm talking about Babyface E. I'm talking about, Baby Money. I'm talking about all of them. Anybody that keep on Big Key, Band Gang Lonnie. Your kids are safe, secure, away from it. You probably won't even let your kids listen to this music. I've heard celebrities say it before. I'm talking Cardi B. Female singers. Let's talk about country music. Country music, you keep on talking about whiskey and cowboy dancing and you know what I'm saying, drinking whiskey is the American way, and you still talking about women too. I'm talking about everybody. Kid Rock. I'm talking about everybody. Yellow Wolf, Eminem, one of his biggest albums, Music, The Murder By. Come on, the title alone was sick. It's wicked. Millie's G, whatever how you would say. Yeah. I don't care how you boom bap it. You can try to make it sound like boom bap and that classic New York music. Come on, man. You can stop playing with me, man. Jim Jones. I'm calling everybody out. Lil TJ. A Boogie with the hoodie. Billionaire Black. LBG, Dutchy and Young. Wooski. I'm talking about everybody that's promoting this stuff. Everybody. Every single body. Tay Savage, everybody. You know? Just heard some new guy. I'm watching you, bro. You got some skills, but your skills ain't gonna be nothing because you always talking about how you a hitter, how you out here sliding on people, drilling, that drill music. Chief Keef, Lil Durk, I'm holding y'all all accountable. THF, Lil Law, that's the new guy I heard about. Come on, man. Y'all can stop playing. What's his name, man? Driller from Young Money. Man, y'all can stop playing with me, man. Y'all, one thing y'all gonna see about me, I'm street church, I'm gonna lay it all out. It's all evil. And the new girls is Sexy Red, Big Sexy, Lotto, and you cocky. You real stuck up about yours. That ain't no way to teach no women. You always trying to teach them to be stuck up and cocky. I hear the way you rhyme. If that ain't you in real life, man, y'all need to quit it. If y'all not like that in real life, stop it. Because I know y'all always talking about this is just entertainment. But it's not to other people, man. Eshawn too. Eshawn the Unholy. ICP. Y'all new tour what's his name? Ouija Mac. The new tour is called Three-Headed Monster. You still, after all of y'all grown, y'all is my age. I grew up listening to y'all. Y'all still doing it. Still talking that satanic juggalo, all that stuff. And you know what it's doing? It's making it harder for these moms to raise their kids. That's my point about it. It's making it harder for them to raise their kids. It's making it harder for them to raise their kids. I don't care if y'all talking about entertainment, y'all getting out the hood and all this with this, doing this music, got y'all out the hood. Y'all was living in, you know what? And the music before y'all was making it hard too. And I'm talking about rock and roll music too, because it's a bunch of rock and roll artists and bands still making that sick, demonic stuff too. And R&B, because all it is that's the sexual immoral part of it. Kids is hearing somebody talking about how they gonna lay with some chick they ain't married to, how they got 3 women at a time that they messing with their minds and their hearts with in this R&B music. It ain't no better. It ain't no better. All of it's evil. And I talk about the church too. It's churches that's with that pedophilia stuff because there's too many pastors getting caught up on sexual assault against minors. Y'all evil too. Y'all all making it hard and impossible for these moms for liberty. These moms who done got together and said enough is enough. Y'all making it harder and harder for them to have their kids and raise them the way they would desire to. Y'all ain't even giving them a chance with all this evil stuff. Video game, the people who creating these video games, y'all the worst too. Y'all the worst. Y'all the most wickedest. Y'all the most wickedest. The gaming industry ain't never been questioned really for none of this evil that y'all bring into this world. Y'all just been getting away. Getting away. Just getting away with all this Grand Theft Auto. All this stuff, all this time kids wasting trying to play games, even the mobile apps, it just takes away. All I see people, even me, we all get guilty. We all guilty of just looking on our phones, looking down. People is almost getting hit by a car. They done banned people from being able to have their phones on their phones in Michigan now because of that problem. But anyway, listen. I'm gonna let this go. I had some scriptures. My computer is acting up. But the Lord speaks really against anybody doing any wickedness against the children. I'm gonna tell you that now. And you can go look for the scriptures yourself. All this wickedness against these children, man, the Lord, it's an abomination to him. And it's very wicked to the Lord. And I'm talking about the one that I serve. I serve, the God of Moses, the God of Jacob, the God of Israel, the God of Abraham, the Lord Most High, the God of the Son of the living God, Jesus Christ. And so, listen, I think I said enough. I think I made my point on this one. This is street church, okay? I'm going to let the congregation out. Listen, you like the content, like it, share it, comment, good or bad, don't matter to me. And subscribe. Okay, continue to subscribe. Let's get the numbers up on the likes and the shares and the comments and the likes and the subscriptions. Subscribe. Okay? All right, y'all. God bless.